Ben, good to see you. Thanks for joining us again.
Great to be here, Mike. As always, what a great cause and a chance to talk baseball here in the middle of the winter.
Yeah, it's amazing how quick the off season goes. I've been told the older you get, that the off seasons go by quicker. So people tell me that. I've been in baseball a while. I know you have. So do you believe in that?
I'd say the longer you play and the more you win, the shorter the off season. So it's been a short off season for us.
We had a terrific announcement earlier today. The Red Sox extending their player development contract through 2022, and I know you have a lot of great things to say about Portland. It's a great city.
Yeah, absolutely. We're ecstatic to be committed to the Portland Sea Dogs, the Portland community for a long time. We're indebted to the Burke family, to Jeff Iaquesa and the Portland Sea Dogs staff that create an incredible developmental environment for our players, and we're just so lucky to have this resource so close to Boston and to really impact us winning our next championship.
Yeah, it's. And I'm sure you see the extension of Red Sox Nation up here, the passion that the fans have for this team, and it's a great thing that you can see that at so many levels of the minor leagues. I mean, all of the affiliates have great fans. Yeah,
that's a huge thing. I mean, one of our goals is always to try to simulate as best we can what our prospects are going to face when they get to Boston, and certainly the fan base, the passion, the attention to the details of the game and knowing the game is a huge part of it. And I think our players are really lucky to feel that here in Portland.
We're going to have a pretty good World Series theme here tonight with our guests. So first of all, congratulations on that historic run. That was something else.
Yeah, it really neat to watch. So many players, that came through the system here, staff members that came through the system here, and just such a special team to see them come together the way they did. Obviously, incredibly talented, led by Alex and his staff to come together, really to see them operating, in April as a well-oiled machine for a group that really hadn't worked together. It was really impressive to see, and to see players crediting the coaches and the staff during and after the World Series, it was pretty neat. Really spoke to the level of respect and the continuity of the clubhouse and the way those guys work together.
And it really seems like World Series teams have maybe some unknowns, or you pick up guys late, and the direction I'm going into is your player development department develops some players to trade to get Steven Pierce, who worked out pretty good, and Nathan Eovaldi. I mean, those two moves at the time maybe went under the radar, but they proved to be two of the biggest cogs of that chain in the World Series and all of the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. That's certainly not being a development guy. That's not necessarily our goal or the way we're looking at it. But of course, the reality of it, we're all here trying to make the Boston Red Sox a better team and trying to help them win at the major league level. Our hope is that every one of our players will do that in Boston, but we're obviously know that's not the case. So great opportunities for the guys. I think the guys we traded all got or mostly got an opportunity to go to the big leagues, and obviously huge returns back for us that really helped us propel us to the championship.
I know it's so exciting for the fans in this room to see Mookie Betts, Andrew Benintendi, Jackie Bradley Jr., guys being big parts of this team. And it's rewarding for the farm system when those guys go up there and not only play, but play at a very high level.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, having a young core that can lead us at the major league level, that we can rely on, that know the Boston Red Sox way, that have done it coming up through the system, I think is something that player development, scouts, and the organization as a whole can feel really proud of.
And I think the other thing too, you guys finding a Ryan Brazier who was in the minor leagues for a while, pitched in Japan. He gets through AAA this year and then ends up being a big part of your club. That was a great story.
Yeah, it's a reminder of that good players come from anywhere, and Ryan had I think had been on a prospect track, had gone overseas, and his name was probably not a premier name in the off season, and yet he ended up where he was and making a huge impact for us at the major league level. So I think for all of us, it's a reminder of continuing to have faith in guys and not also, from our scouting department doing a tremendous job of turning over every stone and not just dismissing somebody because they didn't pitch well last year. They didn't have, a particular background.
Yeah, it seems like also we're in kind of a technology change where there's so much information right now that's really impacted all major league clubs, and it just seems like everybody's kind of embracing it.
Yeah, I think there's definitely some change in the industry right now. I think a lot of that information has been used for acquisition purposes, evaluation purposes, and I think it's slowly making its way into player development. And I think that's probably the next wave of change within the game.
I know that the players have an off season, but in the front office, there's really not much of an off season for you. I know it's as soon as the World Series is over, you're right at it, working for 2019.
Yeah, GM meetings. I think the following weekend after the World Series, and meetings mapping out off-season strategy and plans were happening right afterwards, and conversations happening during the playoff run. So, just with the way the calendar goes with winter meetings and other activities in the off season, there's always something. But it's a great it's great for us to stay engaged and continue to push hard to get better.
Were you able to go to all the playoff games, travel too?
Yeah, I was. Made the tour from New York to Houston to LA, so it was a lot of fun.
I know everybody in this room stayed up for the game that went 18 innings, right? Or are you going to lie about it? Yeah. All right, Ben, we really appreciate you being here tonight, and happy that the Red Sox will be in Portland through 2022.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right, thanks.